Hello and welcome to our weekly Dungeons & Dragons campaign. We're currently playing through the Lost Mine of Phandelver module. We're about halfway through session 11, I think this one is. Not all of our previous sessions have been recorded, so if you want to take a look back at previous episodes, there's session 8 and 9, which are up on our YouTube channel. So go and check that out. And if you're watching this now on Twitch, it is live, but we treat these streams as a bit of a recording session, so we're not going to be actively in the chat or anything like that. So please be respectful, and if you've got any questions throughout the stream, just drop them in there, and we'll try and catch up with them after the stream. If you're watching this on YouTube, then it's not live. And we do monitor and respond to all of the comments that come through on there. So if you've got any suggestions or questions, or you want to call us up on any rules or anything like that, then feel free to drop that in the comment section down below.
Don't dare.
It's gonna happen. It's bound to happen. I make mistakes all the time.
You're inviting rule trolls? No.
Yeah, bring it. Troll me, I dare you. Yeah, and then welcome James to the party as well. Everyone. We've got a new player, everyone. I know we've been talking about James for the last couple of sessions, but that was a different James. And James, the old James, I don't want to call him old James, that feels wrong. But
classic James.
James has had to take a step back from the campaign. So he, bowed out. His character bowed out last session, but we kept him alive. We kept him alive, didn't we? Did we keep Bruno alive?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Very lovely.
Good. I'm glad we did
got
that.
a gig opportunity.
I'm glad we did that.
So we're gonna go visit him.
Because I already killed one of James's characters in the very first session of the game, which thankfully was never recorded, and there's no physical
you don't remember
evidence.
Writing the note. Why would you kill him off?
There's no proof of your crimes.
Yeah. So James may pop back with Bruno. We might see him again. Just depends on how his time lands and stuff like that. But replacing James, we have James.
Hey everyone.
Wonderful.
And then the other thing, I wasn't sure, Jules, if you wanted to mention anything about your upcoming one shot.
Yeah, I guess I have anyone in this crew too that is still interested. It's gonna be on the 31st. At noon Pacific Standard Time, but I have an original one shot that I wrote, and we're gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna try my hand at being DM. So if anyone wants to join me for my DM debut, James is gonna be there. Kate's gonna be there.
I'm already signed up.
I'll be there.
So yeah, that's gonna be hopefully good.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Get to hear all my great voices,
Woohoo!
which I have been practicing in my car and in the shower. So.
Oh no! So the key is you don't practice them, because if you practice them, they come out sounding like half good. Whereas if you don't practice them at all, they come out sounding terrible. But then that kind of works.
And it's better.
Yeah, at least no one's going to be like, "Oh, you tried to do voices and they were bad." It's like, no, I didn't try to do them.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool. Yeah. So, come join us for that if you want to. And I think that's everything. So, yeah, let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. Previously, our heroes unraveled the mystery of the Red Brand leader Glassstaff, discovering his true identity to be none other than Iano Olbrek, Sildar Hallwinter's friend and respected member of the Lord's Alliance. You found in his quarters a letter from someone who called themselves Black Spider, with orders to capture Gundren Rockseeker and take from him a map that shows the location to Wave Echo Cave. The bulk of the group headed back to Phandalin to return the smithy's body to his distraught wife. Valen and Vati stayed behind to search Iano's quarters and his alchemy apparatus, and they spent the night there in the hideout. Vati had a mostly uneventful night, except for a moment when his companion stirred quite violently in his sleep. Valen, you had a vision come to you in the night. It was your mentor, Elminster. The details of the dream are a bit blurry and you can't quite remember all of them, but one thing you remember him saying was, "Please the Banshee, for she may show you the way to the castle, but beware, trials and tribulations await along the Triboar Trail." Can you give me a perception check, Valen? And this is to
Yeah.
try and see if you can remember any more detail about that dream.
You're muted, John.
Yeah, I got a 10.
10. Okay. So something seemed a little bit off about the dream. The colours maybe were a little bit different. Elminster seemed a little bit different than usual.
Okay.
It's now the morning, and the two of you are making your way back to Phandelver. And as you head in and get to the kind of the town square, you see, leaving the north of the town square, your friends, and they appear to be heading towards the Triboar Trail.
I actually wanted to. I wanted to head to Barton's Provisions really quick, actually. So
Well, yeah.
I'll just be like, "Hey, how was the sleepover in the haunted house?"
It was good. I received a vision or a dream last night in my sleep. I think we need to go to see the Banshee. She might know where the castle is.
Do you get visions often?
No, not normally. Only when it's something very important. But they're usually not very clear. They're just general guidances. But I think they're usually not wrong. Elminster's a wise man. We should listen to him.
Well, I mean, I think it's on the way, right? It's east on the Triboar Trail.
I think so. Yeah, it should be close to where we're going.
Okay. Do you need anything before we leave? I'm just gonna pop into Barton's real quick.
Oh yeah, I actually just need to sell a couple things while we're there.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. So can we
Do you
Barton's?
do you have anything? I noticed did you take anything from the alchemy lab?
Yeah,
You-
actually.
His character wouldn't know that, would he?
What?
Sorry. Would his
Sorry,
character
Renee.
know that?
Well, we were there together.
Oh, okay.
They just didn't leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't particularly care for carrying around possibly explosive bottles of things. So why don't you go ahead and I hand over the bottle of mercury, dragon bile, and powdered nightshade, and also the dwarvish book, because my track record is not good with library books. So you can go ahead. You seem studious. You seem like one of those guys that always turn stuff in on time. I feel like you're the one to hold on to this book.
Okay, I'll take it for now, and I'll see what I can figure out from it.
Yeah. So it's Sildar told us basically that it's a diary, it's a journal of Ermin, who is this dwarf adventurer, and it was a history of this lost mine, and contained in it is this forge of spells. So I think they were making like magic items or really powerful magic items, and just things like that, and in this wave echo cave. That's what Sildar told us. So he caught us up because he can read Dwarven. I don't know if you can read Dwarven, but
Okay,
that's
I
what
can't
it is.
read it normally. I could try to figure it out though.
Oh, well, yeah. If you can do that and see if he missed anything, that would be great.
Just casually figure out how to read a different language.
well, I have comprehend languages as I
The
can.
power of magic.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
so
let's sell our
yeah.
stuff first, but yeah.
Sure, yeah. So heading to Barton's. What is it you're wanting to sell at Barton's?
I'm just gonna sell the light crossbow and the arrows.
Not persuaded anymore
They're
to
just-
have them
they're
on
just
hand, huh?
They're just not for me.
Not you.
Absolutely brutal. I've lost my
I give him a little slight glare as he slides the crossbow across the counter, but I don't say anything.
Yeah. So for the crossbow and the bolts, yeah, just take them off your inventory, and I'll make a note to tell you how much money you get for them. Although, oh no, I don't have that stuff. Do I? No, I don't. No, ignore me. Okay, and Baz, you were wanting to go to
I
Barton's as
want
well.
to send a letter. I'm gonna grab some paper from behind the counter. I'm assuming is Thistle there? Is he bite a Thistle?
Oh, g'day. Hey, how you going? Can I help you out, little purple lady?
Hey, good to see you again,
Yeah,
Thistle. We're just heading
and
out of town. I trust you.
Oh,
This is like
I'm
you
busy.
do mail stuff here,
Yeah,
right?
I've got lots of really busy things I've got to do here for Barton, so
We're not
I
asking you
won't
to
be
come
able to.
with us.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I would have, obviously. Be quite
I
handy with a
know,
crossbow,
Thistle.
so I'd have been there in a
Yeah.
heartbeat. Yeah.
No, you're great, Thistle. You're great. I know you're the guy to call, but I think we'll be all right. But I'm gonna send a letter. Can you get this to Waterdeep?
Yeah, I should be able to. I mean, I don't personally make trips to Waterdeep, but I am due to head back out to Phandelver sometime in the next couple of days. I'm sure I'll be able to find a messenger who can deliver it to Waterdeep for you, for sure.
All right, great. Super important. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna send a letter, and I'll send you the contents of that letter.
Okay.
I'll send it in Discord. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Good man. And I slip him a gold
Oh.
to make sure it gets there safe and unopened.
Oh, of course.
Because it's really important.
Oh, definitely. I mean, if I wasn't so busy, I'd deliver it there personally myself for a gold. Thank you very much.
Vonnie's gonna like lean into Valen and they'll be like, I don't think this guy's as busy as he says.
It kind of gives it a bit of like a polish on his shoulder, and then like bites into it just to check it's real. Yep, all good. Anything else anyone wants to do in town while we're here?
I just want to go outside quickly and take a look at the book.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it. What's everyone else doing at this moment? So we've got Jules and Valen have gone into the shop. Valen's heading out to have a read of this book. Calva, Varti, Melody. What are you guys up to?
I suppose while waiting, Vonnie would be kind of perched up somewhere, taking a seat, and making sure his bow's tight and just passing the time.
Nice. It's pretty much exactly what I had Varti do last session when you weren't there. He just kind
You're
of like,
not wrong then.
he just kind of like
He's just
leaned
around.
up against the cave wall and just just chilled.
Exactly. He's not the most magical of men, so he's just around for the ride.
Nice. Melody, what's Melody doing?
I have no idea. I don't know.
It's okay. You don't have to know.
I'm
She can just be
I'm
chilling.
just trying to
hanging with the crew.
wrap my head around, I guess, what we're gonna be doing next.
Cool. Calva, what's Calva up to? Just being a mushroom.
Yeah, just being a mushroom. But I go, should we not take a wagon? Since we can just, I was going to use it to lure goblins, but
That's right.
if we don't need to lure goblins, if we can get the information from Coneyberry, we can leave the wagon and just kill goblins. Sure.
That's a good point. We could, I mean, I don't know if there's enough. A wagon might just get us there a little faster too. If we could get an ox to pull it, and we save some walking.
Didn't you say the ox was dead?
Thistle, is that your only ox?
Yeah, so that's actually why I'm going back to Phandelver. I've got some gold from the old boss here. He wants me to go and buy another couple of ox. So yeah, no, right at this very point in time, we have 0 ox.
Okay.
Yeah. So foot it is.
Yeah, I mean, we'll still be a target for goblins,
Yeah.
You wanted that wagon so badly, Calvo.
I mean, if I could just chime in, it sounds like you said something about trying to lure goblins. But in my experience, that attack on the wagon, it's quite rare. goblins aren't usually that organized. Their attacks tend to be on groups of people walking around. The smaller in number, the better for them, really. They've not been known to, do these coordinated attacks against the wagons. That was quite rare.
Well, we will see. We will see.
All right. Well, I feel great about this. I think we should get going. Let's go get attacked by goblins and kill a banshee.
Whoa, they said be nice to the banshee, didn't it?
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I
isn't
didn't
that
know
what
that.
jokes are?
I'm ready to kill this thing. I give Calva a high five by casting Mage Hand because I got spells now. I went with Arcane Trickster, so high.
That's make the best of that damn subclass.
Love it. Mage hand high five.
Yeah.
Was there anything
Uh,
from Droop that was? I'm just trying to remember the information that he gave us last session.
He said that he'd been living there with the Nothak creature before the Red Brands even moved in.
No, about the goblins.
Oh yeah. Just that they would probably know how to get there if we could catch one. They would know how to get to the Cragmaw castle.
Yeah.
Or keep or whatever it is.
I know we want to talk to the goblins, but I just think, if we can just go to Agatha and she can tell us where the castle is and information about the necklace, it might be a 2-for-1.
Yeah, I mean they're in the same direction, so
Yeah. We'll see if we get whatever comes first.
See if there's any goblins there.
yeah, it's a bit of a trek to Coneyberry, but we can. If we see goblins, good. If we don't, whatever.
There's no other shops in town that we could get some type of mode of transportation.
Not in Phandelver. No. The only place that has any kind of mode of transportation or had mode of transportation was Phandelver's. Was Barthen's. There are other carts and wagons and things that move through the town, but they don't stop. They're usually so that the Lion Shield Costa, they on an irregular basis they'll have deliveries from their headquarters. But yeah, when the next one will be, wouldn't have a clue.
I'm sure if you get tired, Cal will give you a piggyback. Don't worry about it.
No, it's fine. I was just worried how long of a walk it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's a couple days.
It's a couple of days walk.
Couple of days.
It's
Not that bad.
it's a trek. It's a trek.
Okay.
It'd be good for you, camping out under the stars.
No, I know. I'm used to it, but yeah, it's all good.
Okay. Anything else anyone wants to do before setting off?
Just let me finish reading this book before we leave.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Does it
so the
make you
book-
sick to read and walk?
Motion sickness.
Hard to read and walk at the same time.
Maybe you can have Mage Hand hold it up for you.
I'll tell you what. There's quite a lot of detail in the book. Maybe on the journey, Valen reads it, and then what I'll do is I'll send over the information that's in the book for you to read on Discord.
Okay.
Happy with that?
Yes, I am.
Cool. So, leaving the town of Phandelver, the people of Phandelver seem much happier than when you first arrived in Phandelver. Like they've been liberated, freed from the clutches of tyranny, or something like that. And as you kind of make your way past the last buildings and start getting into the sort of the grasslandy area that surrounds Phandelver, you're walking for about, let's say, half a day. So you're probably looking at kind of early afternoon time by the time you get to the crossroads. Left would take you back to where Cragmaw hideout was, and looking down to the right, you see the path heads east through the grasslands. To the right, you see hills sort of cascading down, and they kind of on the left you see kind of forest lining the left-hand side of the trail, and as the path heads further and further east, you see the distance between the forest and the hills starts to narrow. Can I just get a marching order for this trek on the Triboar Trail? Who's up front? Who's up back?
I'll be wherever Melody's at. Chit-chatting.
I think Vadi would be like dead last, kind of slacking behind a little bit, just enjoying the walk.
Okay.
I think Valen would be just one in front of Body.
So me and Baz in the middle, and then Calva could lead.
Worked for me.
Yeah. Still my numbers down. I was like, it's only 5 because James hasn't joined yet. Okay. So, and is anyone doing anything out of the ordinary, or are we just casually walking down this tribal trail?
I'm scanning for if I can see any goblins anywhere.
Scanning for goblins. Okay, so
Yeah,
I'll let you know if you see goblins, but I'll avoid
I
anything
see a
else.
goblin.
All right?
Yeah, dragons don't care.
Just
Strictly
wants to know about goblins. Okay. Anyone else doing anything in particular?
Can I? So I see where it narrows. Just like how far do I have on each side? Like, could we be ambushed?
It's probably about 5 miles each side.
So we can see for a while.
Yeah, you can see quite a long distance, and it's fairly flat. The grass gets kind of longer and longer, but you can quite easily see. They'd have to be very small to be hiding in the grass, so I don't feel like you're going to be surprised very easily.
Okay, then I'm just gonna keep walking.
Okay.
And reading.
I'm practicing my minor illusions, making like little bunnies.
I'm just going to be looking up at the trees and see if I can spot any wildlife or birds and stuff.
Okay.
Look, Melody, it's a bunny.
Nice.
Look over there.
Oh, who gave Baz Arcane Trickster? Come on. Who did? Whose fault is it? Okay, yeah. I mean, looking up into the trees, you do see quite a lot of wildlife, birds chirping around, flying from branch to branch, being social as they do. Some squirrels kind of, working their way up trees and bits and pieces like that. It's a lively place. Calva, can you roll me a d20?
Just a raw d20.
Just a raw d20.
17.
Okay. 17, you said. No,
Yes.
Yeah, 17. So it's fairly open on the grassland. And as you're kind of heading along, you get to... Is everyone looking on the map on Roll20, by the way? I'm just pinning where you've got to probably about there. The sun is starting to set a little bit now. And visibility's still okay, but it's not fantastic. I guess for Baz, and actually probably for Calva, and actually probably for Vati as well, visibility's probably pretty okay.
Yeah.
You see, coming from the east, a figure starts to appear in the distance. And James, if you could just describe to everyone what they see appearing on the path.
Okay, so you see a relatively small figure.
Ooh, goblins.
She not a goblin, definitely not a goblin, but you notice a strange ear shape on an otherwise human figure. She has a very almost like worn, vintage-looking armor jacket, even old-looking among things you would find in a place like this, and very like utilitarian bottom half, like the kind of shoes you'd wear to go hiking, like to explore. And she has a very thick pair of glasses that are very conscious to keep up. You can't really see through.
Nice.
And yeah, that's about all the description I got for her.
Yeah.
So you see this figure appearing in front of you. I'm gonna say they're probably what's that? Wow.
He just
I've just rolled.
Talbot just sort of
I've just rolled
puts his
six.
hands up.
I've just rolled 6 straight ones. That's unbelievable.
Oh my
right?
gosh.
For what?
Holy
I've just
shit.
rolled 6 straight ones.
What?
So it's on my it's my new fancy dancy DM
Wow.
screen.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay.
So I was rolling for like the distance that and thinking, it's going to be quite far away, this figure in the distance on in this open grassland on this trail. But after rolling 6 ones in a row, they're only 60 feet in front of you. So
You just
They
didn't
just-
notice because she was in the grass digging.
exactly, yeah, just appear out of nowhere. But you do see. All right, these are some meta rolls. So. 180 feet. So, what have we got? We've got 60 feet to this small little figure, but then just 180 feet, so, quite a bit further away, you see some other smallish heads start to pop up. They appear to be moving a little bit quicker than the first figure is.
So they are moving. All of them are moving towards us.
They're all moving west along the Triboar Trail.
Okay. So the first one does not appear to be a goblin. Do the other ones at 180 feet appear to be goblins?
Give me a perception check.
I cast false life on myself.
Perception. Perception 11.
Could Vati possibly see? He has, having gotten the subclass, he can see very far now with dark vision. So,
Yeah.
could he
yeah.
possibly see?
Yeah, go for it. I'll tell you what, if you want to give me a perception check with advantage, maybe.
Alrighty. Okay. Perception beyond 20. Oh, well, that once, my bad. Well, that was 19, 23. I'll take that.
Okay.
If you
so
don't mind.
so Calva sees some figures, maybe a handful of figures, can't quite, squinting, trying to make up what they are. Vati, though, you can quite clearly make out what these are. And they are goblinoid. They are hobgoblins. And there are 6 of them. And they're all roughly 180 feet away. And they appear to be sprinting.
Vati will kind of scoot to the front of the pack and nudge Calvo, be like, your goblins are coming.
And on that note, I guess I'll get everyone to roll initiative.
Right.
Including James.
Use my new dice. My Temu dice. the 7 sets I ordered turned out to be just as Timo as you would expect, but this one looks really good.
22.
Oh,
A +3 to that, so 25. Oh, no, it's a
22.
22.
Please tell me we all have above 20 initiatives. That would be
8.
amazing. Never
But I can
mind.
switch with somebody.
Why?
We're gonna say
No,
I wasn't
okay.
paying attention at all. I was just looking at the ground, so I have an unnatural 1.
I rolled
Oh,
a
yeah,
20.
Negative initiative.
Yeah, I have a
It is
negative
20.
1.
Mine is 25. I didn't add my wisdom modifier.
Wow. We did it to the initiative just now. 23, 22, 22, 21,
8.
And 8.
and then 8. 8.
I'm really having a good time making these minor illusions, you guys. I do not know what's going on. I'm having a puppet show. It's the Baz hour over here.
God, if I had gone any other subclass, I would be being so silly right now. But Stalker isn't that silly.
Got to be serious.
Okay, let's get some initiatives out of the way then. So, anyone between 20 and 25?
All of us.
All of us.
I think all of us. Yeah.
No
Except for
way.
Jules.
Okay,
and,
right.
and not me.
Who got the highest then?
I believe I did because I didn't add my wisdom modifier to it. I would have gotten 25.
25. Okay, so Barty with 25. Next up, just shout them out. Who's up?
I got
22,
21.
22 for Calva.
Calva 22, Melody 21,
Oh, Valen got 22.
22 for Valen, and Baz.
8.
Whoa, Baz.
Baz distracted
Yeah.
with the minor illusions. That's all it is.
Uh,
She wasn't on her top game at the moment.
Okay.
I'm just riding that high of level 3.
It
So-
all goes down for me.
All downhill. Okay, so yeah, you've got this figure the figure that's 60 feet in front of you appears almost oblivious to what's going on behind them or in front of them, and 180 feet behind them, 6 figures are charging. They have weapons out, and they look hungry for blood. First up, we have Barty.
Okay, so you said the non-combatant, well, I guess not combatant towards us individual is about 60 feet ahead of us.
Yes.
I can move 20 or 45 feet closer, 35 base, and then plus 10 for my Gloomstalker ability. And how from there I could fire an arrow with Entangle midway down the path to slow them down. Which I think I am going to do that. I'm going to fire an arrow as far as I can towards them into the ground with Entangle.
Wow. Okay. And sorry, what's the distance on Entangle?
90 feet.
Yeah, that'd be fine. So how
So you're
far?
shooting it in front of the new person too.
Yeah, past the new person in front
Yeah.
of the goblins person.
So you've moved. Did you say you've moved 40 feet?
Yes, 45.
45. Wow.
Man,
A lot of movement.
that's more than my dash.
That
I
is
can move
more,
farther
that is
too.
more than
If I
Calva's
use
dash.
my action, I get 10 more feet.
Yeah, wow. Okay, yeah, so and then you can shoot 90 feet. So yeah, so you get it past the neutral character, and you're shooting it in front of them. So it's going to be about 40 feet in front of them. They've got this entangle. And what's the like radius of that entangle spell again? Just
It's
from
a
memory.
20 feet square radius.
20 feet.
And I'm sure I said this last time I used it. It's a DC 12 athletics check if they pass through it. And I believe, or I'm sorry, DC 12 just strength check when they get into it, and then it's DC 12 athletics to get out.
Okay.
And they're restrained if they don't succeed.
Cool. Yeah, but it's not directly impacting any of them at the moment, is it?
Not at the moment. It
Cool.
would be difficult terrain when they come upon it.
Yep. Cool. Absolutely fine. Anything else from Vati?
I don't think so. I don't think I want to do much else just yet. I think that would be it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Next up, we have a couple of the hobgoblins, and they are going to run onto the grass and around the entangle spell. So they don't get quite as far.
tried.
So they make it 30, 60. Yeah, so they've closed the gap by about half between them and what appears to be a neutral character.
Mm.
Okay, yep. And next up we have it's either Calva or Valen. Who's got the highest dex mod? Probably Valen, I would have thought.
My dex mod's only +1.
+1.
Ooh, okay. Let's go for
Roll for it.
Go on, roll for it. Whatever dice you want. Rock, paper, scissors.
Boulder, parchment, shears.
Rock, paper, scissors. How does that work online?
19.
I'll say you got it.
Okay, Calva's up.
I stand there. I see, since Monty mentioned that they may be goblins, and I'm thinking, man, they look taller than that. But I rage, which my rage doesn't come out in its normal purple hue. It's a red, and I start dashing forward, and I dash a full 40 feet to be 5 feet behind Bati.
At base movement.
Yeah.
Nice one. Okay. So I'm assuming that ends the turn for Calva.
Yeah. How close would that put me if I dash 40 and some of them have moved closer?
So you were 180, you've moved 40, that's 140, they've moved 60, so you are, if my maths is right, still 80 feet away from them?
Okay.
Roughly.
All right. Yeah, and that ends
Yeah, I
my
think that's right.
turn then.
Okay. Next up, Valen.
Okay. So away from me, they're 160. They move 45, so they're about 120 feet away from me.
From you, yes. Yeah, they'll be 125 feet away from you.
Okay, I'm going to move 10 feet forward, and I'm going to cast Firebolt at the closest one.
Okay, yep. So there's two that have they've peered off the path to the left or to your right. So yeah, you've got a pretty clear shot. It's not like you have to shoot past allies or anything to get to them.
Okay, yeah, I'll cast Firebolt then.
Go for it.
Did it? 9 to hit.
9 to hit, yeah. Oh, it lands just before them, kind of exploding in a little puff of fire, and then, immediately distinguishing.
Yeah. That's it, and I'll end my turn.
Okay. Next up, we have Melody.
Okay. This is a little bit hard to see without like a map of where the hobgoblins are, but
Yeah, this is a test for you, because this will be your first theater of mind combat, wouldn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of using my new beguiling magic, and I wanted to create a illusion of a really busty looking hobgoblin to distract them.
Happens every time.
I mean, that's one way.
Just just a beautiful looking goblin, double D's, and be like, yeah.
Nice one. How,
Hello, sailor.
And
how
then
do- how
hopefully they'll
do-
be charmed.
Yeah, I love it. How do the mechanics? Talk me through the mechanics of that spell.
Yeah, start with the
So-
range.
It's 60 feet.
Yeah,
60
so
feet. So I think
they just have to see it, right?
yeah. So you can cast it 60 feet away.
I believe that's
60 feet
how
from
it
me, and they have to make a
Yeah.
wisdom saving throw
If they can see it, or
against my spell save DC.
If it doesn't fool them, I assume.
Okay.
and
Yeah.
it's up for a minute.
For a minute.
Oh, no.
Okay.
On a failed save, the target has the charmed condition for a minute.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
So
All right.
yeah.
So, and it's a wisdom save. You said.
Yes,
Yeah.
and if the target repeats the save at the end of each turn,
Ooh.
if
they
the
failed it.
ending the effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first one succeeds. They're not fooled. They've had their fill of busty hobgoblins. And then what's the DC? What's your wisdom? What's your spell DC?
Where do I find that?
That should be down in your spells section. Should have your
I
spells,
believe
spell
it's-
DC.
I believe it's
It'll be 8.
10 plus whatever your spellcasting modifier is.
Yeah,
Plus
it's
your
8
proficiency
plus
bonus.
proficiency plus spellcasting modifier. So
That's right.
Yeah, I'm imagining it'll probably be something like 13 or 14. That's right. We can just roll with
Is
that
it like
because
Bard DC or Magic Initiate?
it'll be Bard DC, I think.
So that's a 12.
Yeah, 12. Cool. So they fail. So one of them has failed it. So they are
Okay, cool.
charmed.
The
Good.
busty goblins work.
Yes.
Nice one. Okay. Anything else from Melody?
Can I use like a bardic song to inspire everyone, or it's just one person?
I think
believe
like
one
bardic
target.
inspiration. Yeah, it's just one target per
I believe there is a spell later on for like mass inspiration, but I could be wrong.
Sounds like a high level thing.
Yeah, like
That's
way
like
later on
pretty,
the
that's
line.
pretty powerful.
Yeah, it'd be super powerful. But yeah, bardic inspiration. Yeah, it's a bonus action, isn't it? So you could definitely cast bardic inspiration on someone.
Bonus action. I've got Mantle of Inspiration.
Oh, okay. Talk us through that.
As a bonus action, you can expend a use of bardic inspiration. You choose a number of other creatures within 60 feet of yourself.
Oh, cool. And
Oh.
how many can you choose?
It doesn't say. It just says within
Oh.
60 feet. Each of those creatures gain a number of temporary hit points equal to 2 times the number rolled on the bardic inspiration die. And then each can use its reaction to move up to its speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
Wow, that's huge.
The number of creatures is charisma modifier.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
Cool. And is your charisma modifier 2 then? +2.
It says 1d6.
On
my
your-
charisma
Yeah, your charisma modifier just on your attributes.
+2. Yeah.
+2. Yeah, so you'd be able to do it on two targets.
Okay. So who's the next in the initiative run?
Going down initiative order, it's only Baz left, but she's got to wait for all the hobgoblins to go first.
Baz,
How many?
and
How many is all of them?
then- Would it be Baz and Vati or Baz and Calvo?
So Barty would be the next one to go because it's Barty's at the top of the round.
I have temporary hit points already, and
What do I?
I also take half damage from everything. So
Okay. So I'll do it to Baz and Vati, and I'll sing just an
Wait, Can I
inspiration
get
for the...
additional temporary hit points, or can I only have one temporary hit point
only
being
one.
active on myself?
You take the highest one.
Okay, so I already have it. So if you want to do somebody else, you can.
Oh,
If that's the case, you can do
Um,
me and Valen.
Yeah.
since
yeah,
we're
I'll just do the
we're
boys then.
squishiest.
Not that I don't appreciate it. I rolled a 7 though, so I'm pretty good.
And I'll just do it from inspiration of the beautiful hobgoblin that I've created, and I'll sing that song that's like, her clothes are kind of funny, da, 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 wild and free, but love grows with it. And then yeah,
Love
that's your inspiration.
I don't know that one.
That's by Edison Lighthouse. It's called Rosemary. I
Yeah.
think.
What?
Nice one.
What? How many temporary hit points do they get? It's the bardic
Yeah.
inspiration dice times 2.
Yeah, so it'd be a D6. So I'm
So do
assuming
I
just,
press
yeah,
the 1d6?
Yeah, I think if you just roll 1d6 and then just double whatever that roll comes out at, and that's the temporary hit points.
Oh yeah. Oh
Nice.
yeah.
Oh, max, awesome. So 12
it?
temp HP.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, I should have
Nice
taken
one.
Too late, Maz.
it.
Ah, you
This is what I
pass it
get for
up.
being so generous all the time.
And so humble.
I'm so humble.
Okay, so ending Melody's turn, I have just realised that I forgot to take one person's initiative. James, what was
It
your
was a
character's?
It was a 1.
Oh,
Yeah, it was the
that's
2
right.
on
it
the
was a one.
die minus 1. So
Good.
unnatural 1.
I
I don't want
haven't
to interrupt,
missed
but
anything.
technical thing. Kate, I think your camera is lagging behind your voice because every so often I'll see you stutter and then it'll just have to catch up with you.
So it's because
It happened last session too.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like it's my setup at home is so just not optimal for this. But I'm using a webcam for the stream, so anyone watching on stream and like the recording will get perfect. Perfect face. But
That's
yeah,
good.
you guys get laggy me. Sorry.
We'll make sure it wasn't like transmitting everywhere and we're gonna get
Okay.
screwed.
No, I mean
I've got the stream open and it's more front on Cade's face.
All right, good.
Cool. Okay, so that's good. I haven't missed James's turn, which is good. Okay, following on from that lovely song, we move on to a couple of goblins. Well, we move on to 4 goblins that all have their turn in succession. So this one here, so 2 of them, 3 of them dart around to the right hand side of the entangle. So they've and actually the 6th one goes off to the left. So now you've got 3 heading off to the right, off the path to get around the entanglement, and 3 off to the left heading around the entanglement. So they're probably 10-15 feet off the path now in the grass, but they're still a good 130-140 feet away from where you started.
And there's only 6, or do we see more coming?
So at the moment, you can only see 6 in total. Ending their turns, we finally get on to Baz.
Okay. I'm gonna shout out to this person. I wanted to use friends, but it turns out if I cast friends on you, then if I make an action, it'll fade anyway. So I just know I was going to bewitch you, but instead, I'll use like a bonus action to call out and be like, "Heads up behind you! Are they with you? I hope not." And then I will cast Fog Cloud, which is 20 I can do 120 feet away, and it's a 20-foot radius of fog.
Okay.
So I'll do it. I'm just gonna be using it to hide in, so I'll just do it like between, in the space between the goblins and us and the newcomer.
In between them. Okay, so let me just have a look.
So I have a place to hide.
I could use that too, actually.
Yeah.
So you are... Yeah, you can do that without moving. What am I doing? I was like, right, I'm gonna have
Is it
to.
close
I'm gonna
enough for
have
me
to
to,
math this, but then after I've done the maths, I'm like, I didn't have to maths that. James's
And it's
character
not
is
close
60
enough for
feet
me
away
to
from you, so you can
run
definitely.
into, right?
Sorry.
Yeah, because I only have like 30 feet of movement.
Yeah,
So
but
I'll
did you say
move
you've got
towards
Did you
it.
say you've got 120
I can
range?
cast it 120
Yeah,
feet
yeah.
away from where I'm at, but I
Cool.
want to cast it like as close to that edge as I can.
As close to James, or as
To
close
the
to?
group.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, to the right behind James probably,
Cool.
just so
Yeah.
that it's a little closer to get to.
And what's the radius on this fog cloud?
20 feet.
20 feet. Okay.
20-foot radius.
20-foot
This works better than my entangle. I'll be
radius.
butthurt.
Nice. Okay. So 20-foot radius. But yeah, that's pretty good. Anything else?
Totally gonna seem like I just lied to James though, because I'm gonna be like, turn around behind you, and there's
Sorry.
fog cloud.
It's a big fog cloud.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, for me,
Did I
I
miss
thought.
something?
No, I think I was just talking about the fog cloud. Anything else from Baz?
And so is that within 30 feet of me?
It wouldn't be. No,
Okay.
it wouldn't be. Yeah, it'd be.
Well, I'll move towards it and towards the newcomer and get a little closer.
Yeah, and your movement's what, 30 feet?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. So you've probably cast it. Maybe it's probably the fog cloud thing's probably about 70 feet away from you now. The kind of the edge of it. Cool. So ending Baz's turn, we last but not least, James's character.
Okay, so how far are these hobgoblins from where I was originally standing at this point?
They are technically they're 60 feet behind you, but in reality, there's a big giant fog cloud and you can't see them.
Oh, okay. And the fog cloud is covering the area that I was initially standing in?
It's kind of right behind you. So you can see in front of you, and you can see the group that are approaching, that appear friendly-ish, even though they've they're casting spells and all sorts of stuff. But yeah,
shooting arrows by you.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to use the magic stone cantrip. So I just pick up a handful, 3 stones, and they start glowing like a greenish, like obviously magic color. And can I see any of the goblins from where, or can I go around, like poke my head out of the fog cloud and just like?
So it's it's a 20-foot radius, so you could move to the kind of edge of it. Yeah, you definitely could.
And,
you can move to the edge and be able to see them, but they'll be able to see you too.
So I'm going to, from the edge of the fog cloud, I'm just going to chuck one of those stones at him. That's an 11 to hit.
11 to hit, misses. Yeah. Just bounces off the shield that they're carrying.
Okay, and that's going to be the end of my turn.
Okay, ending your turn, we move back to the top of the round with Varti.
Okay, so my last thing didn't do much. How close is the nearest goblin?
The nearest goblin to you, so you made it, what, 45 feet?
45
so probably
feet,
about
yes.
25 feet from there. You're probably looking at about 80, 85 feet. But bearing in mind, there's 40 feet of fog. Very dense fog in between you and them.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, if I go into the fog, this effect should work. Where'd it go? Oh my gosh. There's something that I have for being Gloomstalker that makes it when I'm in darkness. Oh yeah, while entirely in darkness, you have the invisible condition. The creatures that rely on dark vision to see me. Would this technically count since they can't see me?
It's heavily obscured.
Yeah, I don't think it would count as
Mm.
darkness because dark
Yeah.
dark vision, you can't see through the fog cloud with dark vision anyway.
True.
Oops.
Okay.
So you'll kind of
Um,
technically be invisible anyway.
Okay. So I only get 35 feet of movement now.
Only 35.
Only
Oh.
35.
Ew.
Unless I take an
Ow.
action to increase it by 10. If I move 35 feet through it, I'd still be obscured, huh? I couldn't see out.
If you moved 35, yeah. So you get in there and you basically just can't see anything.
Okay.
It's all heavily obscured.
Crap. Well, that's kind of put a damper on the ranger a little bit.
Gotta get through the
shit.
other side. You'll get there. Then you can
Yeah, I'm
hide.
around. So is there any way I could like go off of the side of the fog, and like, I know we're like on a path. Is there anything like foliage or anything near on the sides?
There's
Like
like
some trees.
it's like long grass. There's not really much in the way of trees. No,
Crap. Oh yeah, it's just like a kind of like a peninsula.
maybe like
type
some
thing.
little shrubs and bushes and things like that.
This is real helpful. I guess I can expend another spell slot and cast Entangle in the fog. So as they're approaching, they get obscured and stuck.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah,
Interesting.
Vadi will step back a bit and then fire an arrow into the ground with where the vines sprout up out of the ground in the fog.
Okay, just
And that's
Will that
20
affect-
feet, so up to like dead middle of it if I can.
okay, cool.
Will
yeah.
that affect us if we go through it too, just out of curiosity?
I don't know.
I
it doesn't.
think it will.
Yeah.
It doesn't say it doesn't. So
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think it
I
does.
would assume that it does. Yeah. So you'd have to do a strength save to get through it.
Mhm.
Okay. But it's in the middle, and how big of a range is the tangling?
20 square feet.
So that it takes up like everywhere that the fog is, every step of it is like got
Pretty
vines in it now?
much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
So the entire thing's a hazard for us too. So we kind of have
Okay.
to play
No, that's
around
good.
it a little bit.
That works.
Yeah. Just don't go in the fog.
Pretty much.
I'm trying to do my geometry, trying to work out whether a 20 radius circle fits inside a 20-foot square.
Yeah, because the radius is
20-foot
half of the
square.
circle.
Yeah, so I think
A
The
actually
diameter is
the
the whole
square.
circle.
I think the square
Yes,
is like
true.
I think there's maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 feet around the square of entanglement that's just fog.
Yeah.
Oh.
That'd be my thinking.
This is
if anyone-
bringing back the
if anyone's
elementary school
watching-
math.
If anyone's watching in the chat and they know maths better than I do, then
That
Feel free to
sounds
put it in
about right to me.
yeah.
I'm not going to
Yeah,
complain.
because the
for a little
radius
bit of
is
help.
just half the circle, so it's
And-
40 feet across.
Yeah.
I know there's
So-
some math nerds lurking, like, come on, help us.
If you have a 20-foot square, there's a 40-foot circle on top of it. It's got 10 feet on each side. So if
That sounds about right.
if they skirt the edge of the circle, they would avoid the square. But they're not going to be trying to do that. They're just going to run in and
Yeah, 'cause
Well,
I assume
the good thing about the fog and the heavily obscuredness is that they didn't see you shoot that bow.
yeah, like they wouldn't see the vine sprouting or know it's coming. So
Correct.
and I suppose I can't see any of them right now, huh?
No.
Crap. I couldn't do Hunter's Mark because I have to be able to see them. Yeah, I guess I'll pass from there. I'll step back out of the. Am I in the fog at all?
You are.
Or am I like-
Yeah, no, you're not in the fog. I don't
Okay,
know,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
take.
think you
I'm gonna take 10 feet backwards, and
Okay.
then I'll end my turn.
Cool. So you're probably about. I'm going to say about 40 feet away from the wall of fog now.
All right, cool.
Okay.
That's well within range.
Excellent. Okay. Ending Vardy's turn, we move on to a couple of the goblins, and they
Would have been mine, right? Or you had some goblins before us, right?
yeah. So there's some goblins that rolled quite high. They both rolled natural 20s, which makes
Is
up
my
for this.
busty goblin still there?
Your busty goblin. I thought there might be. One of them was affected
Did
by it, wasn't they?
Yeah, one of them was charmed. Did they have to make a save for it?
Yeah. Do they just have to do another? Is it just another same wisdom save? If so,
I believe so.
they've not 20'd, so they've snapped out of it.
Oh yeah.
Aw.
Oh no, busty goblins in your area didn't work.
Yeah.
Rosemary the goblin. Far out.
So these two hobgoblins, one after the other, they make their way over to you, James, on the edge of that fog square, because they're the ones. One of them is the one that you threw a rock at.
Okay.
And they're both going to lunge at you with their longswords.
Okay.
The first one is a 20 to hit. I assume it hits.
Oh yeah, it's gonna hit.
And that does 9 damage. Max damage on that one.
Wow.
I've rolled the wrong dice, but that's okay. It's in your favor, so take the 9. I rolled a D8 instead of 2 D10. So
Ooh,
there you go.
okay, yeah.
And then the second one comes up alongside that hobgoblin, and this one kind of uses the momentum from his ally's attack and gets advantage on the roll. And welcome to the game, James, because you've been critted.
Oh no!
God.
Tough.
Ouch.
That's tragic, actually.
So that is 4d10. Wow.
Holy shit.
Are we just gonna knock him unconscious right away?
That could reasonably kill any of
That's
us.
huge, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as my other campaign where I got downed by a fucking coyote.
So
Ash
it's-
coyote, mind you.
So it's
Quick, guys, while they're eating the corpse of that stranger, let's get away.
23 damage, James.
Jesus, that's
Okay.
that's almost my max HP.
Ouch.
I know I would be unconscious.
Yeah, I'm down with that one.
Oh no!
Holy shit.
What
How could he not be?
what was the total to hit on that? You said it was a crit?
Crit, yeah, 23
Okay.
damage.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm down.
Holy crap.
Wow.
That's awful.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Oh lordy.
But none of us saw this happen. Like, we can't see that.
Well, yeah, you do. You see just on the edge of the fog cloud, James just kind of looks to take a couple of hits and then falls to the ground, but you don't see what did
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's absolutely brutal.
That is tragic, actually.
And then it was Calver or Valen, whoever was it Calver
Yeah.
that
Kava.
won the roll off.
Okay, so
Yeah.
which side of the fog is our
So
pedestrian getting ran over on?
your right hand side.
Okay, and there's 2 hobgoblins there right now. And how far am I from them? Because I
You
am slow as dirt.
are. Yeah, so you moved, what, 40 feet? So you were 20 feet from there. You are probably like 60 feet. You're probably, yeah, and on an angle, you're probably at least 60 feet away from them still.
60 feet. Well, guess that's going to be a walking hand axe throw.
Okay.
And is long distance at disadvantage?
Long distance is disadvantage, yeah.
Well, I forgot to hit my rage earlier.
If it's over, because what's the range on the throwing axe? Also, you have a crossbow from what I remember, because I pretty much insisted everyone take crossbows. Looking at you, Val.
I already had a crossbow. It's weird. It's not on my. I had a crossbow originally, and it's not showing in my inventory.
Yeah, I'm sure I remember you shooting a crossbow at a goblin way
Yeah,
back when.
Yeah, I had one. It's not in my inventory though, at all.
We all got crossbowed up.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident you would still have a crossbow. You didn't give it to anyone.
No, I
didn't give it to Sildar or anything like that.
No.
Let's just say even if you did, just to get him through. Let's say you've got it back. I'm happy for you to have a crossbow.
I'm gonna just re-add it to my inventory. I just find it weird that it's not in there.
Yeah. So crossbow would be what, D20 plus? Is it plus strength for a crossbow? Can't remember.
Like crossbows.
As a light crossbow, you can do strength or dex.
Dex, yeah, whichever is your better.
Actually, miss them anyway, and I'm gonna approach 10 feet closer, or 20 feet closer. Sorry.
Okay. No prob. Assuming that's the end of Calver's turn.
Yeah, that's at maintain rage. Yeah.
Moving on to Valen.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna. I'm gonna cast Firebolt again at the closest hobgoblin.
Okay, yeah. So the only two that you can see at the moment are the two that just took James down.
Yeah. I'll hit the. Which one? I'll hit the one that had the advantage and knocked him out.
Okay. Yep. Go for it.
18 to hit.
18 just hits. Roll for damage.
4 damage.
4 damage. Numbers? Yeah, so you see him take a little bit of a hit. Knocks him back a little bit, but he sort of gets straight back up. You know, a look of anger in his face. You know, pure rage on these hobgoblins.
And he's burning now.
He's burning. Nice. Okay, and refresh your memory on burn at the end of their turn.
At the
start of their turn.
Of their turn, they take 1d4 fire damage until they extinguish it.
Cool. Or die. Okay. Cool. Perfect. Anything else from Valen?
Nope.
Okay, so we move next on to Melody.
Okay. So I'm gonna focus again on the one that was charmed.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna pronounce it Dissonant Whispers.
Dissonant Whispers. Yeah, nice.
And do I roll first, or do I say what I want to do?
It's up to you. How, you know, if you want to flavor it, throw a bit of flavor in there.
I'll just, because I don't have to like say it loudly. I can just like whisper it, and it'll take effect, right? And that he'll hear me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's just going to be like a audible noise, I guess. Yeah.
So I'll just say to him, "Oh, buddy, I can't believe Rosemary just disappeared right in front of you. Like, you know, she was just so beautiful, and you were just enamored by her. Like, you want her back, man. Like, I want you to fall to your knees in agony." And yeah, hopefully
mind games over here.
Yeah, I want to get inside the head. So is that just a normal roll, or?
You'll have to read out the. I'm not familiar with the spell mechanically.
Okay, so one creature of your choice that. Oh, can I see them? And are they in range?
What's the range?
60 feet.
60 feet. I'm trying to remember where you got to. Yeah, you'd have to move, but you could get within range.
Okay. They have to make. I picked it because it says they hear a discordant melody in its mind. I was like, oh, well, I have to pick it then.
Nice.
The target makes a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, they take 3d6 psychic damage and immediately use reaction if available to move away using the safest route.
Yeah, that's a
On a successful save, they take half damage.
Okay,
No!
natural 19. So they have
Oh.
saved, but
Been rolling
least
so well for these goblins.
I know it's because I rolled those 6 1s for the encounter distance. I rolled
Karma.
6 1s in a row, and now I'm just.
So wait, so do I
Natural
even
20s
roll
and
the
all sorts of
3d6?
Yeah, you still roll
Yeah.
the 3d6, and then they take half the damage.
So it's just a normal roll. Um,
12 damage, yeah, so halved to 6. Okay. Yeah, it has an impact on them. You know, you see they're starting to question things a little bit now. But they kind of shrug it off and get back to the task at hand.
okay.
Anything else from
and
Melody?
then can I see James's character?
You can, yeah. And they're probably about a similar distance away.
And are they unconscious?
Yes.
Can I try and like drag them away from the fog and just into a little bit more of a safe area and
Not physically, because you wouldn't be able to get to them because you're about 60 feet away from James's character.
Oh, okay.
Is healing word a bonus action?
Let me just double check. No. Damn it. I don't know what to do. Bonus action. Because I couldn't even potion of healing, could I?
No.
No.
It says healing word is a bonus action, right? 5th edition?
Yeah, healing word is a bonus action.
I don't think I actually have healing word. I have cure wounds, not healing word.
Yeah, you've got cure wounds.
And cure wounds is a full action at its touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's so annoying. Well, at least I tried. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. So yeah, that's my turn.
That was not inspiring.
No.
So yeah, next up we have a whole sea of goblins to go.
Yeah.
So these guys are going to. So they're around there. Yeah, so they've gotten around the entanglement. I think in my mind they're just going to gun it straight back for the path. They're not put off by the darkness. You know, they've got dark vision. They have no idea what the fog kind of thing really is. And then they get... Yep, one of them gets entangled. The other one saves. What was the DC on the entangle, Dakota?
It was a DC 12 athletics check.
Okay, yeah. So two of them have passed, but one of them is stuck in the entanglement.
All right, but it is still difficult terrain for them.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and ending. You just hear these kind of frustrated grunts coming from inside the fog cloud. Ending their turn, we move on to Baz.
Oh man. I should have known. Fog cloud. It's the worst. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go as direct of a line as I can to the person thinking that we're gonna need all the help we can get with this. Like, we got 6 of these things that we have to fight.
Okay.
I don't know what my range is, but I want to go as direct a route I can, avoiding the inner like 20 feet that I know is the entanglement.
Yeah,
try and
so you could. So they're probably about 60 feet away from you at the moment, and you can see them. You don't have to go through any
So if I
fog or entanglement.
dash,
If you dash, you could get to them.
okay, so I'm gonna dash
Okay.
to get there, and then in 5th edition it says that administering a potion of healing is a bonus action.
Yeah.
As a bonus action, you can drink a potion of healing or administer it to another creature within 5 feet of yourself.
Let's go for it then. But yeah, rules as written, Jules.
That
That's
is
how,
rules
that's how
as
we play.
written.
Rules as written.
Yes, every time.
Yeah. Go for
Okay. So I'm gonna chug that down your gullet. And it's 2d4 plus, was it 2? 2d4 plus 2. So let me go. Let me see what you do with my new rainbow dice. That's pretty good. Oh, 5, 6, 8. 8 points of healing. And I'm gonna slap you a little bit. Be like, wake up! Goblins, help us! Not that we can't totally handle this on our own, but you know.
Excellent. And is that it for Baz's turn?
I got no movement left, right?
No
and
movement
that's my bonus
left.
action, so no.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, James, your character has just been slapped awake and had a healing potion forced down their throat, and you're now back up. And it's your turn. I think you might be
you're
muted.
So Baz is like on top of my character right now, like slapping away.
Yeah, slapping the shit out of you.
Okay,
Not in a panic, but a little bit of a panic.
Okay, so as Baz is doing that, gonna wake up in the worst way. I'm gonna use my bonus action to shift. So when Baz is on top, her character just like starts like growing and kind of gets all like bestial. Her teeth start to grow, and she just like starts to just lets out like a big like bestial wail. And I imagine Baz is like, like.
Oh shit!
Probably, but
oh no!
So
I should have slept so hard.
Yeah, right. So stand back up. That's going to give me 6 temporary HP. So want that, and then okay. So how far are those goblins? The hobgoblins, they're still right there.
Yeah, they're literally still like right behind you.
They assume Baz is working with them now at this
Oh,
point.
yeah. Yeah.
Baz is just thinking to herself, "How hard did I hit this guy or this girl?" Sorry, it's a female character, isn't it?
Yeah. And so I'm going to roll the hit with Booming Blade on one of the hobgoblins.
Okay, go for it.
That is 18.
18 just hits.
Okay.
Roll for
So
damage.
that is going to be.
God damn.
So that's going to be 7 damage, and then if he moves this next turn, he takes 1d8 damage.
Okay. He does do a little bit of movement, but all it is to do is to collapse onto the floor.
Oh, okay.
With blood pouring out from somewhere. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, and the weapon I have is a lance, just so everybody has visual. Just stab from far away. So
a lance.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try
What's
to go.
Reach on that.
It's 10 feet, so it's longer. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm gonna try to go back into the fog cloud a little bit, so I can kind of jab from inside the fog cloud.
Okay. So there is still one hobgoblin on you. So if you were to do that, you'd be disengaging, or like you'd give an opportunity attack away.
Okay. Okay, then I'll stay outside the fog cloud.
Okay.
And that's it for my turn.
Cool. So ending James's turn, we move back to the top of the round with Vati.
Okay.
And Vati,
Can I see? I can't see any of them, can I?
You can see.
Yeah, the one.
Yeah, I can say. Yeah, you'll be able to see the one that is within melee range with James, with James's character. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to make a attack with my bow.
Go for it.
If this hits, I'm gonna go for something even better. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
It hits. Roll for damage.
4 damage. And as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast. Oh my gosh, where'd it go? Oh, ensnaring strike.
Ooh, okay.
It has to make a strength saving throw against a DC 12.
Yeah, fails.
Otherwise, it is restrained.
Okay.
Oh.
Restrained.
And it's my concentration up to a minute. And while restrained, it takes 1d6 additional damage at the start of its turns.
Okay. Cool.
And yeah, every turn it can try to, or it has to make an action every turn with an athletics check to get out.
Okay.
Same DC.
Awesome. Cool.
And that will be it.
Cool. So ending Vati's turn, we move on to wait. Yeah, so ending Vati's turn, we move on to that goblin, and he dies. It just,
Well.
the entanglement just kind of pulls a little bit tighter at the start of his turn, and it's enough to take the last hit point of life away from him.
The last one.
The last one hit point of life.
Always that one hit point. It's in the bane of our existence.
Yeah. It's all, it's like what's the creature that zombies?
Yeah.
Zombies, yeah. So
Oh, they just
they
keep
when they
coming
drop
back.
to 0, you can
Oh, yeah,
roll for them
and they
to
can
stay to
make
1. I never get the zombies to, like, they always fail that whenever I do it, so they just die. But yeah, the amount of monsters I get down to 1 HP.
Yeah,
It's
I
crazy.
think it's more like when you buy tickets at the fair, you have to buy like an even number of tickets, and then you need to use an odd number of tickets to ride anything, so you always end up with like
You always end up
leftover
with
tickets or
leftover.
something.
Oh,
It's like
cheeky.
that. It's like it's
Cheeky bastards. Okay, cool. So ending that hobgoblin's turn, we move on to Calvar. And Calvar is probably still quite far away.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like 40 feet.
Still about
I'm
40,
40 feet from them. I'll never get to the fight at this point.
No.
That fight's over. That fight's over. So I have to go find another fight somewhere.
But you can get within melee range.
The jab?
Of the dead dudes.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point. You could throw something into the fog cloud.
Blind shot. I just do my dash over to them where they're at, and I maintain my rage because there's still some goblins in the fog, and I'm just gonna wait for either the fog to dissipate or them to come out of it, one or the other. So
Okay.
Can I dispel the fog at any point? Let me see what it says. Hold on.
Yeah, you might have to have
Like
a
as
bit of a
an
read through. You might be able to. So ending Calvar's turn, we move on to Valen.
Okay.
So-
So which one can I see right now?
None.
None.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually the one that I'd say the ones that went into the fog cloud, I don't think any of you would have any idea they've gone in there. Well, actually, no, you did hear grunts and groans coming from within the fog
Yeah.
cloud.
it's concentration, Baz.
Yeah, so you just got to drop your concentration.
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. In
Is
that
it an
case,
action or bonus action or something to drop concentration out of curiosity?
I don't think it is.
Just-
I don't actually know. I don't actually know how.
I'll
I
look it
think
up.
dropping concentration is a free action.
Yeah, I feel like it would be. I feel like it'd have to be on your turn though, but it doesn't. I
Yeah.
can't imagine
it's
it
on
would
your turn,
take
but it's a
any.
free action.
I can't imagine it would take any resources to
Or-
do.
At
Or if
any
you want-
time, no action required, and it ends the spell's effects immediately. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
or you start casting another spell that requires concentration.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to back away 10 feet, let's say,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Awesome. Nice one.
And that's it for me.
Sweet. So ending Valen's turn, we move on to Melody. So you were
If
probably
I-
still about 60 feet away from the action.
If I cast rain on the cloud, will that get rid of it?
I
No, it has to
technically
be
don't know,
wind.
but I can't imagine it would.
No.
Because even if I get closer, I'm not going to be able to see any of the hobgoblins, right?
Correct.
Nothing I'm doing is working, and it's so annoying. I don't know. Okay, I'll just move closer. To the one that I have a vendetta against because he disrespected Rosemary. Try and get as close as him as I can, and
Yeah.
hope and pray that this cloud will drop.
Cool. I mean, he's dead. So
Oh, he's dead. All right. Well,
Yeah, he's the one that
Yeah.
I kind of accidentally murdered.
you've kind
Okay.
you've kind of only got one real thing to do, which is to move towards the fog cloud and towards kind of the group in my mind.
how many
Even then-
hobgoblins are still alive?
So you saw 6. You now can't see any, but 2 of them are dead.
As far as you know, they're all dead. Object permanence, what's that?
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll just move as close as I can to the cloud.
Okay. Excellent. So ending Melody's turn, we move on to some more hobgoblins. So do they have to make this strength save every square
turn.
they move through?
Yes, I believe it's every turn.
Every turn, or is it every
long as-
square they
as long-
move through?
I
'Cause I know with
believe-
web it's every square, isn't it? But I think actually from last time you used Entangle, it was just every turn.
I'm the wrong one. Entangle in the area because I believe last time we said every turn
Every
because it
turn.
doesn't really say on the spell itself.
Oh, so I wonder if actually they're not entangled at all. Does it say anything about like if they start their turn in the entangled spell?
It says they are not restrained if they make their save.
Yeah, they're not restrained, but they're still slowed because of the difficult terrain.
Yeah,
They
yeah. So,
have-
okay, right.
yeah, they
so they don't
have
have to.
to-
They don't have to make saves anymore. They just
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. But they're slowed.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see, how many went in there? 1, 2. You see one of them. Actually, the other one saved. So you see 2 of them pop their heads out from the fog, and they. Where are people? Calva's there. Varti, I think, is probably closer. So they're going to dash towards you, Varti. So you've now got 2 hobgoblins within melee range. Long swords out. And that ends their turn. And then we're going to move on to Baz.
I'm gonna drop the fog cloud concentration.
You drop the fog
because I'm
cloud
so
and you see nothing inside.
by the sudden appearance of some sort of were monster that was this lady on the road and is now a fog, like some kind of monster that disappeared into the fog. And the enemies are how far from me?
So you can see now to your behind you now, 2 of the hobgoblins have come out of the fog cloud, and they've charged up towards Varti. So they're now within melee.
They're in melee with Vati. Okay,
They're
so
with
I'm
melee
gonna
with Varti, and then there's one that is probably just on the edge of where the fog cloud would have been, but like back the other way in front of you, technically.
Towards Melody? Any of them
No,
towards Melody?
further away. No, none of them are. The closest ones to Melody would be the ones that are within melee range of Vati.
Ooh, okay. And they dash to get there. So I'm just gonna do a short bow attack on one of the ones in melee with Vati.
Go for it.
13. Oh, that was a short sword attack. Sorry, I clicked the wrong one.
It's okay. It'll be the same.
Should I
roll.
re-roll it as if it's the same?
Yeah, it's the same.
It's still
same
plus
roll.
5. So
Yeah, it's still
Okay,
but yeah,
so it
a
doesn't hit.
D20 plus 5. So yeah, no, it it quite easily ducks out of the way of that bow.
I'm so frustrated. Fog Cloud sucked, man. It always sucks that I'm like, it won't suck this time, and then it totally sucked this time. Okay, so I'm gonna book it towards them, away from the were-monster that I just slapped.
Okay, so back towards Vati.
I was trying to help Honest, okay, and then I ran away.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, and I'll
You keep
say
thanking me.
yeah, I'll say you probably get within about maybe 10 feet of Vati, who's engaged. So you're maybe like
Okay.
I'll say actually you're about 10 feet away from the hobgoblins, and you're kind of coming in at like a flanking angle almost, like from the rear.
And my turn.
Yeah, cool. Ending Baz's turn, we have that one lonely little goblin who is going to charge up to probably James and try and crit you again. Doesn't have advantage
You got
this
all
time,
8
though,
hit
which
points,
is lucky.
though.
Get the fuck back down on the
He
ground.
rolled another crit.
Yeah, absolutely shitting me.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I thought you said you were
These
trying not to kill your
rolls.
players.
These rolls, man.
Yeah, I think your Discord message is a lie. Trying to kill my players.
Yeah, no, I might have to
Players.
change it after this. It's not great.
This is just the initiation, you know?
Get
Gotta
your
crit
ass
you,
kicked a little
3
bit, you'll be
times in the first encounter.
Hazing ritual.
Yeah.
Flotty
So
went
that's,
down to like 3 health his first combat, so
That's 17 damage. It must be something to do with James's, because the other James, I killed their first character. Like literally in session 1, I killed their first character. Yeah, so 17. So I'm assuming that takes them back down.
I'm back unconscious. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I had 14 with the temporary, so back
God.
Okay, I'm gonna try not to roll too many
and
more
I
crits.
unshift, so I'm tiny again. So I imagine the goblin just like hits me, and I am big, then like I'm small again by the time I hit the ground.
Oh, man.
See, with the
Ouch.
luck we're having right now, you won't roll another crit on a hit. James hit a crit on a fail for a saving throw.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Oh,
happened
no,
with the
that's
other
what
James.
happened.
Yeah.
God.
Okay.
That's spoken into existence now. It's gonna happen.
Okay, so that goblin is finished. And 1, 2, 3. There's another goblin. The entanglement's still there, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, so he is still stuck in the entanglement, right, smack bang in the middle of it.
I can see him now.
They can still make attacks though, can't they?
Yeah.
they're
yeah.
restrained, aren't they?
Oh wait, no, they
Oh,
are
restrained,
restrained.
yeah,
That
totally.
means they're attacks too.
So he is.
Oh, so he just has to make attack rolls at disadvantage.
Or use his action to try to get out.
Oh, okay. Do they have to use their action to try and get out? Yeah, which is what.
Yeah,
which is what
it's
they've
an
done.
action to
Yeah,
make
that's what
the
they've done.
athletics check.
Cool, that's fine. So they can't do anything. So ending their turn, we move back to. Well, we move to James actually for a death saving throw.
So, okay.
right before your turn. It's terrible.
Come on,
I
stabilize.
just like to
20.
make sure that new players to the
Natural
table
20.
That's
they know the
11.
process of death saving throws. That's all this is about.
It was an 11?
Yeah, it's an 11 on the save. So
Okay,
one
cool.
success.
So that's one save.
Yeah.
Nice one. Okay, back to the top of the round. Vati. Still
Alrighty,
got
and
4.
there are 2 like right in front of me.
There's 2 right in front of you. There's one stuck in the entanglement just behind them, and then there's another one kind of off to the right in the distance that's just taken James's character out.
Oh crap. Okay. Well, I'm gonna. Are either of them near me hurt?
No. Nope, they look
Okay.
fresh as a
They're
daisy.
about to be.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a swing at the whichever one closest to me. I assume they're both of them 5 feet.
Yeah, they're both right in front of you.
I'll just take a swing at one with my scimitar.
Go for it. Roll for attack.
Let's see. A 19 to hit,
Yeah, that just hits.
which does 9 damage,
Okay. Yeah, it takes.
which is max damage actually. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, and you can tell the goblin has felt that hit. That has taken some damage.
And also with that, I'm going to use part of my Gloomstalker ability called Dread Ambusher, where once per turn, when I attack a creature with a weapon, I can deal an extra 2d6 psychic damage.
Oh,
Nice.
wow. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Nice.
And that's max damage as well, 12 psychic damage.
Yeah, you didn't have to roll. You had.
He had 1 hit point also.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
You know
I
it.
used that for no reason.
I like it. Talk me through that. Talk me through that kill.
He sees his
I like
mom
to think
naked.
as Vati slashed across this hobgoblin, like a trail of like vine shadowy mistiness came from like his palm up the blade and like into his chest as the blade came away
Whoa.
and just impaled through him. Like these weird nasty spikes.
Yeah. Ouch. Nasty. Okay. Cool. Anything else from Vati?
I don't think that's no, oh no, it's just once per turn, so that doesn't count as like an action. Okay, I can use my bonus action still. I think. It doesn't say I have to expend it or anything, so I'm gonna assume that I can. And yeah, I'll just Hunter's Mark the one that remains.
Okay. Yep. The other one that's right in front of you. Not a problem.
Yes. So yeah,
Okay.
he'll take an additional 1d6 force damage whenever I hit it.
Nice. So ending Vati's turn, we move on to Calva. And you, Calva, you're probably quite close. I think you could get within melee range of this one that is in front of Vati.
All right. Would I be able to get to a flanking position on him?
Not quite, no, because you're kind of, the angle you're at, you at best you'd be able to get to like kind of one side of them. Vati's in front of them, you'd be able to get to one side, but you haven't got quite enough movement to get into a flanking position.
Okie dokie. I use my life-giving force to drop 2d6 hit points onto this unconscious shapeshifter.
What? You can heal? You're
Nice.
healing
What?
mushroom?
What?
I'm not just a killer anymore.
He's a killer and a healer.
Oh my god! We
Who's-
actually have.
Who said you
Oh
can't
my
have
gosh.
love
Cool.
and war at the same time?
I didn't think Calvin would want that.
No, I love it. And then I use my great axe, hopefully, to great effect. And that would be a no.
Oh lordy.
And that would be the end of my turn.
Am I rolling
Excellent.
that 2d6 for myself, or are you
I already rolled it. 7 hit points.
So, thank you.
You're just whiplash over here.
Up and down.
Alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead.
Going in and out of
I
consciousness.
was just going for a walk in the field.
Random hobgoblins chasing me down the road.
Okay. Ending Calva's turn, we move on to Valen.
Okay, so there's 2 left.
There's 3 left. Yeah, there's 3 left. Yeah.
Are any 2 of them close together?
I need to do a little bit of right. I think going forward we're gonna have maps. I don't think I'm super good at this, like theater of mind combat, and it is good to practice it, but I don't know. It just makes me too confused, especially with 6 players as well.
There's a lot to keep track of.
So we've got one right in front of Varti. We've got one still stuck in the entanglement, and then we've got one that was the one that knocked James down. So no, they're all kind of scattered about.
Okay. Okay, I'm just going to cast magic, or no, I'm going to cast Firebolt at the one that's closest, that's engaged with body right now.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Okay, 22 to hit.
22 hits.
Goddamn.
And he takes 2 damage, and he's also burning.
Boom. Okay.
Little
and
candles.
that is this one. 9 and burning. Okay.
Okay, and then I'm going to move 30 feet towards the closest one.
Towards that one or towards it? Oh yeah, because you're still all the way back there. Yeah, yeah. So you're just moving basically down the road, 30 feet closer to Varti. Okay, excellent. Anything else from
That's
Valen? Okay. Ending Valen's turn, we move on to Melody.
So one of them is burning and one of them is normal and left and alive.
Yeah, so you've got a burning one in front of Varti, and then a little bit further back from that, you've got one that's kind of wrapped up in the entangled vines. And then off to your right, you've got one that's engaged with this were-beast creature. Oh, that is no longer a were-beast creature.
Yeah.
No,
No.
normal again.
This little lady.
I feel like that didn't go away. I feel like
Wait,
it's-
so is the were-beast creature still there or no?
So the were-beast creature has turned back into their little female form.
Oh, right, that's James'
Yeah, it's
character,
James.
right.
So yeah, James's character. Yeah.
Okay, well, do I have enough movement to get to the one near James's character?
I think you would, but you'd have to dash to get there, so you wouldn't be able to take any actions.
Far out. Okay.
But
Got
you
a
get
crossbow though.
yeah, you could get
Somebody
within.
made sure you got a crossbow.
You could get within a
I
decent
want to.
range.
I want to
Somebody
shake
really
him though.
smart.
I want to put my hands on him.
I told you to take the level of barbarian.
God.
Yeah, you got a lot of rage.
I do. I really hate these goblins. I'm like, Melody is raging. She's in her own rage right now.
I'll try and get her into some close quarters combat sometime down the line.
I just bumped
Tear
up
them
her.
apart.
Dash. I would just be there. Like I can't attack it.
Yeah, so to dash, you'd have to use your action. So you could still use a bonus action if you had one that did something,
Alright.
but you wouldn't be able to use an action.
Can I get as close as possible, and then can I? Oh no, but that's not an action. I can't heal James's character, but I will give him inspiration, and I'll start playing on my lute. I hate goblins. Dun, 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 dun. And that's it.
Nice, I like it. Okay, ending Melody's turn, we move on to Burning Goblin. 1 die 4.
Mm-hmm.
Was it plus anything or just the 1 die 4?
Just the 1d4.
Okay. Yeah, so he does that kind of classic video game,
Grunt.
takes some burning damage on your turn. And then he is going to, I guess he's just going to take a swing at Varti. And completely miss. He's just so distracted by the flames. Almost seems kind of scared of the flames, maybe. Ending his turn, we move on to the goblin that is... it must be that goblin down there with James. So he is going to take another swing at you, at James's character. Let's have a look.
Let's go.
Oh,
Let's
no
go.
way! No, it's not. It's not. But it is a 16.
I'm going to use shield as a reaction.
Great shout. Great shout. So I probably
I'll
would have
take another
rolled.
one, yeah.
I probably would have rolled max damage, knowing knowing our history.
The edge of my seat for this.
And yeah, ending his turn, we move on to Baz.
All right. So there's still one in front of me and Vachi, right? there's
So
two.
you are with James at the moment. Oh, you're with James's character.
No, I was with Vadi
Oh.
because I ran towards Vadi.
Oh yes, that's right. You did. Yeah, that's right. Because you picked James up and then you ran towards Vardy, didn't you? Okay. Yeah. There's still one.
Well, I didn't pick.
There.
Yeah. I was just ran away. So there's still one there. So I'm gonna do, because it's in melee with Vati, I'm gonna do my short sword attack with my main hand. Sneak attack.
All right. First sneak attack of the session.
Okay, that's a 16 to hit.
16 just misses. Well, no, it doesn't just miss. It misses.
It totally misses.
It hardcore
Okay,
misses,
and then we're
yeah.
gonna do a offhand dagger attack.
Go for it.
That's a 19.
19.
And that's the sneak attack, right? Because it's the first one that hits.
Yeah, so it's still
Okay.
still add your sneak attack to it.
But it's only 1d4. Am I right? No, you don't get the proficient. You don't get the modifier.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
So that,
Yeah.
of course, that's a 1. So the 1 plus 2d6. A big old 4.
4. Okay.
4.
Yeah. So this goblin now, he's kind of got scratches and cuts and bruises all over him, but he's somehow still standing and still fighting
He has
and still
one hit
burning.
point.
Yeah, just for sure, just 1 HP still.
Yeah. The top of his turn, though, if he's burning.
It's over.
Burn to
Who
death.
knows? Who
Hopefully.
knows? Wait, sorry, Baz. Anything else on Baz's turn before
My
I
turn.
end Baz's turn for you?
I'm good.
Cool. Ending Baz's turn, we move on to James's character.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for a melee attack against the one goblin that's there
Go
with
for
Bardic Inspiration, and that is a 17.
17.
No, I didn't add my proficiency.
Oh, good.
That's
19?
that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, dirty 20
Dirty 20.
hits. Roll for
Yeah.
damage. That's good because the
And
17
then-
wouldn't have hit.
Yeah. It's gonna be 10 damage, and if he moves, he'll take a D8 damage next turn.
Ooh, okay, nice one. Yeah, wow, and that's this guy here. Yeah, so he is that was a hell of a blow. It's you're struggling to comprehend how they're still standing after that, but they are.
I know
they are
exactly
because it's
how.
me.
It's with 1
They
hit
are
point.
because it's me. So they are still standing. Anything else from your character, James?
No, that is going to. Yeah, that's going to be it.
Okay, cool.
Don't want to risk the opportunity attack. But,
Nice.
but,
Yeah, because I will probably crit. Ending their turn, we move back to the top of the round with Vati. What is this, like round 5? Is anyone
Something like
counting
that.
rounds? Round 5, round 6?
Should have
Brutal.
used the initiative tracker. We know.
Yeah, he's melee range still, so I'm gonna take a hit with my scimitar.
Yeah, go for it.
That is a dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, hits. Roll for damage.
Max damage again, 9.
Boom. How do you want to
Oh
do
wait,
it?
and he's hunter's marked, so even more. But
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
he's dead anyway.
I
So.
loosened him up for you there.
He's gone.
You know? Like a pickle jar.
I think Vadi would just very, very swiftly stab the blade like through his center mass, just below the rib cage, and twist it one good time and retract it. Are there any
Nice.
other remaining goblins?
Yes. So there's still one stuck in the entanglement, and
That one will become hunter's marked.
Ah, nice. Yep, cool. Okay.
And I will move towards that one. I'll stay out of the entanglement, but I'll move towards it. as
Okay.
close as I
So you're
can.
kind of like on the edge of the entanglement in front of
Yeah.
this. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Ending Vardy's turn, we move on to Calva.
All right, so we have one that's entangled left, and that's it.
And one with the James, right?
Yeah, one with James's character that looks like they're on their last legs, and then we have one that's stuck in the entanglement.
And would I be able to flank James, Hobgoblin?
I don't even think you'd be able to get there if you dashed.
All right.
Yeah,
so he's
James
that
is
far
quite
away?
far away.
How far? Has he crossbow far or?
Yeah, I would say it's probably. I would say James is probably 40 feet away.
Right.
So to get within melee, you'd need an extra 5 feet.
I miss anyway. We're good.
Good old crossbow.
Good
Anything
old
else?
crossbow.
Anything else from
Always
Calva?
fail.
Yeah, I just maintain my rage.
Okay.
I mean, not that I needed to. I attacked. So
Nice. So then Valen. Valen's up next.
Okay. The one that's engaged with James. He took a couple of damage, didn't he?
Yeah, the one that's engaged with James looks like they are struggling for every breath.
And they're burning.
No,
That
they're
one-
not. The
no,
one that's burning died.
Okay, right. Okay, yeah, the one that's engaged with, I'm gonna move another 30 feet forward, towards James.
Okay.
And I'm going to attack it with Firebolt.
Okay, go for it. Roll for attack.
21
21 hits.
and damage.
Doesn't matter. How do you want to do it?
Yeah. All right. Valen raises his hand, and a molten ball of fire starts forming. It's a pretty solid ball. It gives him a good throwing item. So he chucks it at the hobgoblin, and it hits him on his chest, and the molten fire like dissolves his chest, and then he collapses.
Oh,
Yeah.
brutal. Yeah.
Brutal.
Oh, so I'm imagining just as it hits, he's kind of clutching his chest and then just smolders and falls to the ground.
Yeah, it's like burning through his chest, and it's just
Ooh, ouch.
nothing
like a
nothing good for
blaster
him.
in Star Wars.
What's that movie with Bruce Willis and who is it? Susan Sarandon and they're like he's a plastic surgeon and he gives them so much plastic surgery that they can't die. What's that movie?
Oh, I know. I think I know which one you're talking. Wait.
And she ends up with like a big hole in her chest because someone
Yeah.
shoots her.
Death Becomes Her. I just
Yeah,
watched
Yeah,
it.
Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
That's what I'm imagining. That is, yeah,
So like
So-
that, but he dies.
like that. Yeah, although he's still on 1 HP. No, he's not on 1 HP. Okay.
And then that'll be it for Valen.
Okay, ending Valen's turn, we move on to Melody. You've
So
now
there's
just
one
got
left
this
and he's on
one
1
hobgoblin. No, so you've got one hobgoblin that hasn't been touched, who is stuck in the entanglement in the middle of the road. And he's looking pretty peed off. Pretty frustrated.
he could surrender.
Yeah.
How
Didn't we want a goblin?
Yeah.
how close can I get to him without like touching the vines?
You can probably get within, what is it, a 20-foot radius?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say you could probably get within about 10 feet. Just based on where they
Okay.
are.
Well, I'm just gonna talk to him first while he's stuck in the vines and be like, you and your buddy suck. Rosemary is the last beautiful thing that you're ever gonna see, and long live Droop. And then I'll put him to sleep.
Yeah. True.
Love it. Long live Drew.
Live.
Oh man.
Let me roll for the sleep spell.
Yeah,
Oh, very
sleep.
nice.
What? How did sleep? Was that a saving throw from memory?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it used to be.
Yeah, I think it's wisdom save.
It doesn't say.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Why does it say roll 5d8, but then on d20 it says 2d8 next to the spell?
So so sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep in 2020
Used to.
in 2014 was you'd roll a whole bunch of dice and then you could put that many creatures to sleep, like based on HP.
Oh.
But I'm pretty sure the new sleep they
It's a
changed
wisdom
it so that it's a
save.
save throw.
Yeah.
Roll. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Anyway, I rolled. I might have to have a look because the spell on your roll 20 looks like that.
She put the old
Yeah,
one
you
in.
might have put the old one in there, but that's fine. I rolled for it anyway, so we'll just say that the putting them to sleep is successful, and they just
Okay,
doze
good.
off, and they're currently sucking their thumb.
Whoa.
We now have a goblin hostage, guys.
I'm gonna turn my knife on this beast that's not a beast anymore. Be like, what's your deal? Are you with them?
I was just here on my dig site. Those guys come through here every day, but that's weird. Usually they don't bring up all these vines and destroy everything I was digging for. Wonder why that happened today. But no,
Well,
thank
he's
you,
like
Brett.
whistling looking away.
But no, I'm not with them. I was here by myself. And yeah, I hate those guys too. They just destroy everything. Here, just trying to preserve what I can. And
What was all that? What was all the fur and the teeth?
I don't know, but it just happens sometimes. You got a problem? The people based on their lineage, their ancestry.
I mean, I'm one to talk. I got a tail and horns, so you know. I guess the teeth thing, not that weird. Fur and teeth, but still.
And
what were we doing out here alone again? Digging for something?
Yeah, I'm a researcher, and for people like us who have questionable lineages, I look for artifacts to try to find our history and where we came from and know more about us. So there's not people who are just out here being like, oh, like, you know how people can get, they'll be like, every goblin has the same information and we can catch any of them and it's fine and it's but you'll probably notice now that like you're actually looking and like making eye contact. She kind of has like wolf looking eyes, has like wolf ears, even in like the normal like small shape, like slightly canine features, but mostly normal. You wouldn't notice unless you like looked.
Does she look? So does she? Is she like three? Like, does she look like a halfling or like
No,
a gnome?
like normal human size, like normal human female sized.
But like short.
Yeah, and looks smaller because a lot of the equipment she has on is for the bigger size, so it's kind of a little baggy. You might not, so she doesn't like Hulk out and get naked every time we fight.
Just for every occasion,
Yeah.
Well, we should tie up that goblin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Who has rope?
I have a whole spell I can just use.
Oh, okay.
He's
Yeah, Vladdy can use snare, and he'll like put a hand on the after canceling a concentration on the vine, so they just go away. He'll put a hand on the goblin that remains and just get all wrapped up in the rope, and that lasts for 8 hours. Must make a dex save.
Okay. And that's a dex save against your spell DC.
DC 12. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And if you cast it before you get rid of the entangle, he automatically fails it.
You can say I did that.
If he's restrained, he fails all dex saves.
True.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
what's
and
your
he's
name?
and he's
Sometimes
and he's
for a
asleep as well.
stranger.
by themselves.
He's having a bad day. Tied up and sleeping.
Sorry, Jules.
Oh, so what's your name, sometimes furry stranger?
My name is Peridot. She holds up like a little stone that is her arcane focus. It has like a little wolf carving in it. But you guys can all call me Perry. And yeah, and I think we talked for the session. We have like a base near here, right? Like a home.
Yeah, you've heard rumor that there may be some others like you at Thunder Tree.
Oh. Do we want to take this goblin somewhere to interrogate him before we do anything else, or?
Yeah, that was our plan. I mean, you look like you've been wandering around. Do you know we're looking for Cragmaw Keep or Castle? You heard of that?
I gotta check my notes. Sorry, guys.
It's in the Neverwinter Woods, but we don't know exactly where. That's why we're gonna ask this goblin.
Isn't
Yeah, I
Bobby
don't
from another-
think. Oh, sorry. I
Yeah,
don't-
he's from the northern side, though.
Yeah, so is Valen, so he would.
Yeah, James, I don't think your character would be aware of the
okay.
the Cragmore Castle.
Okay. No, I haven't heard anything about that, but I do know this area around here relatively well. We could probably find a small camp somewhere to settle in and get any information we can from this goblin before moving on anywhere else.
What are you doing here, Perry?
I'm out here pursuing more artifacts. I'm an archaeologist by trade, and our passion is to learn more history, especially about those of us who are considered more monstrous, who don't get featured in the history you see in all the castles and big cities.
Have you found any cool artifacts in your searches?
Well, I have most of them on me, and there's the like jewel wolf head, and the jacket she has on is also like clearly it's like an artifact from a different time period, and yeah, out here there hasn't been too much, just small sites, looking to see what I can find. But this one's pretty much destroyed after those goblins brought up all those vines. I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah, those
All right.
goblins.
All right, I'll trust you.
Vines. Unpredictable at best.
Yeah.
Nature is wild, isn't it?
I'm out here for similar reasons. I think we could help each other.
Yeah, you guys definitely helped me here. That was not my finest performance in that battle, and I appreciate the help because I don't know what those goblins would have done. They just ran over my sight, but
I
ran over me a couple times too. So.
Yeah. I have a strange feeling they were halfway to doing what they were going to do.
Yeah.
I do have an inclination that
Twice.
is the case.
While we're talking, I'm gonna use Mage Hand and try and pickpocket Perry. Just because I want to try it. I'm like, yeah, they're probably gonna go their separate. She's probably gonna go her separate way, and see what I could do.
So, Perry, do you have a campsite?
Yeah, I rove around usually, but I have one over in the tree line over there, just a small one I set up recently. If you guys want to head back there and we can figure out what our next move is. I feel like all of us probably need a rest after that.
Yeah. And
Perry, how are you feeling? I can heal you up some more if you need.
Yeah, that'd probably be good. I'm at 7 out of 30 hit points right now, so that probably would be good.
You've gone down twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
I got it.
That is a 10.
It's 10 for Cure Wounds?
Yeah.
Thank you.
There we go. That should help.
So the sun is starting to set. We're looking at kind of early evening time now. As you make your way over. How far away is this camp spot that Peridot's set up?
It wouldn't be far. It's because if there were any artifacts, you wouldn't want to haul them the whole way. So it's probably not within a few minutes walk away.
Okay. And did you say it was on the tree line?
Yeah, like in the trees and little cover.
Yeah.
Not just out in the open.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So we'll say that you from where you were, you kind of make your way off to the left of the track towards the Neverwinter Woods. So I guess if anyone's looking on the Roll20 map, you're probably around here. Don't know if anyone's looking on the Roll20 map.
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, okay, cool.
So with a 22 sleight of hand, I would like to just pluck like one of the artifacts and just check it like behind, just to see if I can discern that it's anything like interesting or valuable. What would I roll, like an Arcana or something like that? I'm just looking at it. It's just like
to know if something's valuable.
Or magical or something. Like one of the little trinkets, artifacts that I managed to nab. Which I'm assuming I would. Then again, we could roll for it against the 22.
I mean, I have a passive perception of 11, so unless I was like specifically looking, you just have to beat 11. So 22.
Yeah, I feel like with a 22, you just straight up take something out of the pocket.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's in the pockets, so that might have to be up to James to decide what you find.
Do you have anything interesting or magical in your pocket?
It's mostly gonna be yes. You find just a trinket that's comes with the background. It's just the trinket special significance, but we'll say it's and also you'll find a diary that has a lot of just writing about historical observations. Nothing particularly valuable. You can tell it's more for like a passion project and more in the pursuit of knowledge rather than like the pursuit of riches.
Okay. So if I nab the diary and I'm like thumbing through it a little bit and nothing seems interesting. Hey, Peridot, you dropped this.
Oh.
You gotta be more careful with your stuff, just fell right out of your pocket.
It should be kind of suspicious, but like take it back.
I don't think your
You're welcome. You're welcome. I saw that.
What's Vardy's passive perception? Is it something like 14, 15? I can't remember what it was.
14.
Just out here doing good. You guys don't know. It's so helpful.
So it's well and truly the sun has set now by the time you make it over to the little like makeshift campsite that's set up there. Is there anything anyone wants to do in the evening before?
Oh, did the goblins have anything interesting on them? Or did anybody check?
We didn't loot them, I don't think.
No.
Oh shit. Well.
That's a first, Boz.
Yeah.
I know. Really.
Busy loading our big friend.
I'll say you did go rummaging through, and you didn't find anything. They didn't have anything of value or anything like that. There were no coin purses or anything, but you did find a sketch.
Is it a wanted poster?
Yeah, it was a wanted poster. And it had a picture of... typical. I was like, right, who's it going to have a picture of? I know, I'll roll a d6 because there are 5 to choose from. Surely I'm not going to roll a 6. Rolled a 6.
Yeah.
It's got a picture of a... Well, this is interesting. It's got a picture of a young woman. Looks like vaguely familiar. And has like a crown upon their head. Like maybe some kind of princess or queen or something like that.
Who found this?
Just whoever was rummaging around the hobgoblins.
Can I say that I would do that? Can I say that that would be something my character would do?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
seemed like you.
Okay, I take it and I burn it with like flame hand cantrip.
Okay. And are we saying you did that before anyone saw it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So okay.
I know we see a flame.
Yeah, you see a little flame.
There was goblins on fire here. Of course you see a flame. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Or I
So yeah, ignore everything I just said. You saw nothing.
Instead of flame, I'll use chill touch to just disintegrate it with necrotic energy. There we go.
Suck the life out of the bit of paper.
Out of the
suck
paper.
The life out of the paper.
And now you see before you just this wrinkled, shriveled up little ball of what used to be paper. Okay. Anything else anyone wants to do before heading to bed for the night?
Yeah. I'm gonna cast Find Familiar to find an owl.
Cool. Okay.
And I'm going to, and it's just gonna like circle the camp in like maybe a mile radius, like while we sleep.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
Can I
We
take
have
one
a goblin, right? Sleeping.
have a
sleeping
goblin.
off.
Yeah. He's sleeping.
Can I take his sword from the goblin?
I mean, yeah, you can. It's pretty. It's pretty crappy sword. It's just like a bit of a makeshift, kind of thrown together sword. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's a long sword.
Can I do a perception check to see if I would have noticed Baz doing that?
Yeah, okay, I'll allow it. Yeah.
That is a 14.
14. I think you noticed you noticed that there was a bit of paper that got the life sucked out of it. Yeah, I think you probably noticed there was something a little bit dodgy, but you can't quite put your finger on what it was.
Can I go off and talk to Baz?
Yeah, I was gonna pull you aside anyway. Like
Okay.
far from where anyone could hear.
Yeah. Hi. What
Hey,
was that?
so I found a paper. I think that I think you've got some people looking for you, and it's probably a really good idea not to tell anyone else what you told me,
Yeah.
just in case, And we're gonna do our best to kind of keep you on the down low,
I didn't even think that I don't know about my mom, but if my dad has gone to the lengths of sending out spies or people to find what exactly was on the piece of paper?
It was a flyer. It had, I'm gonna be honest, a really unflattering caricature of you on it.
Oh God, was it like a
definitely not drawn by Julie Rose. Definitely was not drawn by Julie Rose.
Was it like a mugshot?
You didn't even want to see it. No, you don't. Just trust me. It was fine.
Okay.
But did it say a reward or anything on it? Kate?
Oh, yes, it
Or
did.
it was just
Yeah,
Come on.
I'll
Okay.
say
How much?
let's say it was 50 gold.
50 gold?
50 gold. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm worth
Well,
more than that. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Not a wanted poster.
50
Sale.
gold, and
It's an advertisement.
underneath it,
50,000 gold.
and underneath it said,
50,000 gold ransom.
50,000.
and underneath
Yeah,
it
he
said, dead or
So
alive.
they're really looking for you. We need to keep you hidden. Like, I don't think you want to go. I don't think you want to get dragged back to them. Because some bounty hunters are definitely going to be coming after you.
No, the way that I walked out on my parents was not. This is nuts. This is like just so crazy that my dad is just doing this kind of crap. I feel like I need to talk to my mom. I'm so scared and worried for my mom. I need to do you think anyone in the group would have like a scry spell?
Well, I don't think there's any way that you could. I don't know. Let them know. Like, why would you want to be looking in on the queen? Like that.
Well,
That would raise their suspicions, right?
I don't think my mom is particularly happy being queen. Like she's never really boasted about the royal lifestyle, I guess. I don't know. This is just nuts. I honestly don't know what to do with this information.
Well, I mean, we're gonna be out in the wilderness for a while. I don't think anyone, I don't know how those goblins possibly got a hold of it. Maybe we can, when we talk to the goblin, maybe we'll disguise you or something, or have you in the back, just in case he recognizes you. I don't know, but I mean, we'll be out in the woods. Like, who's gonna come? I think you'll be all right.
Well, the way that I knew how to do the map drawing is I remember watching my dad when I was a kid, and he'd have all these special meetings and stuff. Maybe there's some type of servant left in the castle that I would remember or recognize that I could try and get in touch with and find out more information. And then also part of my dad's group, with the map makers, maybe they might know where the keep is.
That's a good
Castle
point.
to castle kind of thing. Yeah.
So, Baz,
Yeah.
you heard Kate say that the poster said dead or alive, right? Okay, yeah.
Did it say dead or alive?
Yeah. Said dead or
Oh,
alive.
it did.
Are you gonna tell me that or no?
I will. Let me think about it for a second. Yes, yeah, I'll tell you that part.
Okay.
So just so you know the danger that you're in.
Dead or alive? He resents me that much that he wants his own daughter dead? Or I don't even know if this is my dad or not, but it's the only person that I can think of. And she's just trying to hold back the tears at this point. And be all right, let's just keep moving. I got a lot to think
keep
about.
an eye out, and we'll ask around if anyone would be able to find a scry spell or something. We'll make it work. It's gonna be okay. I'll look out for you.
I'll just give Baz a big hug.
Aw. Okay, you'll feel better. We'll get some food. We'll get some camp food, marshmallows. That cures everything, right?
Maybe I'll sing a campfire song or something.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
Oh god.
Yeah, it'll be great. Come on, let's get
Start the waterworks.
Okay.
This is Santa's campfire song.
Okay.
Right.
Anyone
Okay, we'll
else want to do anything by the campfire before heading off to sleep? And before heading off to sleep, what kind of?
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah.
Just for your like reference, the owl has a dark vision of 120 feet.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome.
And have I finished reading the book?
I would say you spend some time this evening reading the book.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. I'll
Yeah.
read the book throughout the evening. Probably stay up a little late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be easier for me because then I can just data dump you during the week.
Yeah.
With the stuff. Cool. So okay, so as the evening sets in, are you guys keeping any kind of watch overnight or anything like that?
Peridot, is this your camp? Have you been camping here?
Yeah, only for a few days. I've been traveling a lot, always on the road.
Have you seen anything in the woods? Have you had any monsters or anything attack you, or notice anything out of the ordinary?
I mean, a lot of goblins,
Hmm.
but saw those earlier. Can I do a nature check to see if there's anything else like I've noticed in the woods here during my time?
Yeah. What kind of thing are you? What
I'm
kind of
just
thing are
looking for
you?
it. I guess just any signs of like wildlife, like any other creatures that may sneak up on us that may be happening in this area, just to let everybody know to be on the lookout for.
Okay. Yeah. Just trying to think whether nature or maybe more of like a survival check. Yeah. Maybe give me a survival check.
Okay. That's 18.
18. Okay. So the location that you've are you proficient in survival?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So yeah, the area that you've picked out for the camp spot, it kind of there's almost like a natural fort-like ability to it. So it kind of the landscape heads up just before it gets to the tree line, and then there's almost like this dip down into this kind of, I don't know, bunkery type thing just before you get to the tree line. So it's quite a nice defendable area. You don't see any signs of sort of predators, tracks or anything like that in the distance. There's no, it doesn't. It seems like a fairly safe location to rest.
So I'll pass it on to Vaz and the rest of the group and just say it seems pretty easily defendable, and I haven't noticed anything. But we should still be on our guard.
I'll have my owl watch the skies while we sleep.
Vadi will also, after he gets his 4-hour trance to get his long rest, he'll be awake for the rest of the night.
That's pretty cool, buddy. Can you teach me how to do that? I don't want to have to sleep so much.
I believe it's exclusive to elves.
Oh, it's like a special thing. Like, oh.
Yeah, then they need a 4-hour trance to get enough rest. I think it's similar for like drow, but I mean they're elves as well, aren't they? So yeah. I think
Look
it's
at
just
the ears
an elf
though. I got the ears, right? Should be able to do it.
I'm gonna say that Melody doesn't sleep. She's just so in shock by this news, and just gonna be like, I don't know, laying on a bedroll and just in her head and waiting to see that pink in the sky, like as the sun rises. Just like on and off crying a little bit.
Oh no.
No, that's fine. So
It'll be very obvious in the morning. She'll have like such dark circles and a little bit of bloodshot in her eyes.
And no spells back.
For me, because I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
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 So you wouldn't get any spell slots back if you didn't have a full
Oh,
So
no,
do I
just
get a
read.
short rest worth? Because like it's at least a short rest.
You could get a short rest, but I don't think bards get any spell slots
Yes.
back
Yeah,
on a short
some
rest.
spells don't come back on a short rest.
I
Yeah.
just read actually, Vadi would actually technically still be conscious while in his trance. They're just in like a deep meditation. That's kind of cool.
So do I have to untick some stuff because I didn't sleep?
Yeah, you would technically need to untick your spell slots. Pretty much everything else you should get. I mean, actually, even the hit points might be slightly different, but we can look at that after the session and make a call.
I mean, it would be treated as a short rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that case, I think Melody, if you can roll me a d20.
How do I do that? Sorry.
So there's a couple of ways. So there's a big dice symbol on the left in Roll20. You can click that and then click on the d20, and that should roll.
Oh yeah, d20. That is an 11.
11. Okay. So the night is long for you, but it's uneventful. And as the sun rises, you hear, birds starting to chirp. There's a wind in the air that's rustling through the trees, and you start to hear life waking up for the morning. And then I think that's probably a good spot to leave it for tonight. Pick it up next week.
Sounds good.
That's crazy!